The robots are gonna take over the world. Yeah, so if you follow anything AI, which I generally don't, there is a lot of progression in the course of just a year alone. So I know most of you have seen this video with Will Smith eating spaghetti. So I know you guys have seen the Will Smith spaghetti AI thing. If you didn't, this is what it was about a year ago. So someone put a prompt in for Will Smith to eat spaghetti.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
And it just looks so cursed. It's,
Uncle Phil, come try this.
it's so bad.
Fresh pasta of Bel Air.
Ugh. Like he just eats pasta so unnaturally. Right. So if you didn't see it, that's what it was. But it's made such a progression in the span of a year. This is Will Smith AI eating spaghetti now. Look at how real this looks. Like, it doesn't look as bad. Usually the tell with AI is to look at the fingers. It looks completely real. Okay, so that was actually a parody, but my point still stands. Can you tell what's real, what's AI, and what's fake?
Welcome to the latest in AI video generation. It's terrifying, hilarious, and impressive.
Like,
Often
this
all
is
three of these things at
AI.
once, and it feels like it came out of nowhere.
Look at
Before
how real
today,
this looks.
Earlier AI-generated videos had some fairly obvious telltale signs that they weren't real. And videos like this one of AI-generated
There we go.
Will Smith
See?
eating spaghetti, and this one of a beer party with a random firestorm
Will
in the middle
Smithy
of
with
it,
a spaghetti.
probably went viral for those reasons.
Ew.
These new ones generated by Sora will probably also go viral, but for a different and much more sinister reason.
Look at
Because
how
it's getting
crazy
so
that
good,
looks.
Many of us won't be able to tell it's AI generated, not even when we know it is.
We're gonna get to the
this
point
guy
where we have
still
no
finds it
idea.
fairly obvious. I've been following AI generated stuff for ages. I
Think about it. This was what we had a year ago. They're gonna be making movies from AI.
knew it would get better, but wasn't sure how much better, nor how quickly it would improve. And this new video generating technology seems to jump my expectations by a
See,
few
this one
years,
screwed me over
because
too.
It seems to get motion right. Even really difficult motion, like walking animations, where you'd expect AI to make a few bone-breaking mistakes from time to time. But most of the time,
Yeah,
it
like
just
look at
looks
how
right.
real the eyes
Even the way
look.
different body parts move and flex, the way earrings
This is
jiggle
all
about
AI.
and so on. It's good enough to pass at a glance, but it's also good enough to pass a more thorough inspection.
Like, take a look. Does anything look not real about this? Even the reflection in the glasses. I guess there's not that many lines on a street, so maybe if you're a detective, you could figure that out.
What I'd expect would confuse AI videos such as this one would be where stuff goes out of view for a while and then comes back in again. Take a look at these two people walking in the background. They go behind her,
And they're
then they come out
gone!
again, looking the same.
Oh.
Somehow this video has remembered how they looked, where they were, and so on. But can it do it again? Yes. They found a way of
Wow.
generating entire videos at once, which apparently gets around
That's
these
so
previous
crazy to
limitations
me.
with stability. It might not always be perfect, but it's still a lot better than it has any right to be. This video, as incredible as it is,
Like,
does
if you look at the side of the glasses, because AI is really bad with text, you could see it shift.
have minor imperfections, like her earring, which appears to be a complete hoop earlier on in the video, but then it switches to more of a snail design later on.
Well, no,
It
she
doesn't
might
form
have
a
changed her
perfect hoop
earring.
anymore. But it really does feel like a minor nitpick to point this out when the general scene is so detailed and coherent. This car footage is already hinting at what the future of racing games could look like, and
No
indeed,
way.
how their scenes could be generated.
Well, it actually
And
looks
I'm
like a video
sorry,
game
I
because of
resisted the
perspective.
temptation, but couldn't, and just had to compare this driving footage with this clip from the video game Dirt Rally 2, because I was getting flashbacks
Dude, imagine they have video games that's just AI and you could say what you want to do. That's wild to me.
of tumbling off that corner from the game. The similarities between these two tracks is just too creepy for it to be coincidence. Have they literally run this game's footage through the AI and changed the theme? It's ridiculous.
Possibly.
Back to the video now. I had this wow, think of the possibilities moment when AI generated pictures passed a critical quality threshold, and now with these videos, it's doing the same thing again. What's terrifying and sad is how quickly all this will become the norm, unless you're watching
Yeah, look at how fast this happened. Like, it's gonna get to a point where, like, they'll be able to take multiple pictures of an actor, take their voice, and put them in a movie.
this video within the first few weeks or months after its release, the chances are all this footage will seem fairly primitive compared to what you're used to now. But that's even more reason for me
Dude, they even perfect the animals.
to document it as it's happening. And you should check out the playlist of me covering these AI-generated advancements over the last few years, because it really has come on a long way. There is
Insane.
sometimes weird motion, almost like some bits of it, like the waves in the sea, are being animated at a lower frame rate than the rest of the image.
Yeah, you can
but
see
I'm
that.
not sure how much of that is the AI generation and how much of that is just limited bitrate on something as bitrate hungry as the sea. They show a bunch of fail videos too, where it does stupid stuff like to have somebody running the wrong way on a conveyor belt. This one's a bit trippy, with dogs seemingly appearing out of nowhere like some weird twisted magic trick. Magicians already
that's
suffer
super
from people not
cool.
taking their profession seriously, but now they're at real risk of being
They're multiplying.
outdone by AI. This one's weird as well, birthing a new genre of videos where you have to watch it a second time to try and make sense of what's going on.
Dude, it's so weird. Like, it looks so real. You're like, how does logic process this information?
It's almost like a dream how smoothly that chair appears out of nowhere from behind the covers. Again, magicians, you have your work cut out. And then there's a real uncanny valley about how the people carry on as normal while the stuff they're holding starts floating and morphing about. Yet it only makes me like it more. Weird how AI sometimes imitates video game clipping problems, like this prompt of a basketball going through a hoop and then exploding. That's weird, but it's only following orders.
It's wild because it brings out things you didn't know would be possible, like IRL. Like, it's not obviously possible, but it looks so real you think it's real.
Until. But the lighting throughout is spot on, and the flailing motion of the net is eerily convincing as well. This construction site shows a health and safety nightmare as a
The forklift driver doesn't even have the hands.
truck bounces off a person and immediately changes direction by about 90 degrees, showing that the scenes don't always remain coherent.
The people
And
are
then this
made of
guy's red top
metal.
changes to green, and this guy suddenly splits in two. There's a real problem with
Breeding.
to green, and this guy suddenly splits in two. There's
He's
a real problem
breeded
with scale in this
asexually.
image, with a bunch of giants sat next to lots of small people. So there are definitely a few things they need to iron out here. And it doesn't always listen to prompts either. This one of a Dalmatian ignores the request for many people walking and cycling along the canal streets in front of the buildings, which was included in the original prompt. I mean, they probably would be visible there if the view of the scene was from further out. But it's not so there.
I mean, that
But it
looks
is
real,
interesting
but did
that
it go through
as
the
real as
wall?
this video might look, minus some parallax issues of the dog getting around these shutters, even though they're clearly sticking out too far for it to be able to do that.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the AI has envisioned the scene the same way as the person requesting the prompt has. It's like it has a mind of its own. This prompt asking for a chameleon showcasing its striking colour changing capabilities doesn't seem to change colour at all. A weird instance where AI happens to be more realistic than real life. I don't care too much for these CGI.
See, that's gonna be cool as fuck, though. Pixar movies with AI, Wreck-It Ralph 3, Toy Story 7, made in a week.
Scenes either, but I can appreciate that they're probably already approaching the point where they could fill in for child's TV shows and stuff. In a few short years, we'll probably be ready to replace all the people working on CGI in movies as well. There's a
Think about how many people are gonna lose jobs. Yo, wait till we have AI streamers. Oh, AI luge. Oh, that's actually gonna be wild.
ton of AI-generated video nonsense that's headed our way, and YouTubers such as myself will be some of the first to have to compete with it, content-wise. But the joke's on them, because I've had years of experience generating nonsense content. Asking a corgi to vlog itself is also ripe for problems, as it
It's
isn't
so
quite
cute,
sure
but it's
how
not
the dog is
real.
meant to hold the stick, so it just sort of pokes out from beneath its necklace thingy. What's amusing here are the low-flying and hopping seagulls whizzing past, who seem to disappear behind the rod. If you fast forward this video, then it's more obvious the selfie stick isn't attached to the dog as well. But I really have to nitpick
When this
to
gets
find
so
problems
good,
with
you
it.
can't
And
tell.
If I saw this scene at a glance, I wouldn't immediately assume it was AI generated, even though the content may be ridiculous. This sort of
Oh my
technology
God, is that
enables
Sea of
some really
Thieves?
unique camera angles, like this cat pacing through the garden. I noticed at one point it double steps with one of its front paws, which is probably physically impossible. But it's still scary. It's almost good
Oh
enough.
yeah.
And although it may occasionally forget about a limb or create a new one out of nowhere, there is still something that feels very real about these clips. Like it's captured something about our way of
Yeah,
life.
it created another
albeit in
hand.
a dreamlike state for now. And it enables some truly amazing possibilities, like to re-envision moments in history, even from before the era of videos and photos.
Hear me out. The beaches of Normandy AI'd. It's crazy because they'll make AIs like of history and then show them in school as if it was real.
But it goes without saying that it's also very, very scary. The makers of this technology, OpenAI, talk about their safety policies, but say that there's no way to predict all of the ways in which this sort of technology can be abused.
Well, the thing is too, right? So the AI is obviously connected to the internet, and the internet has millions and thousands of different things on it, right? So it can pull from literally anything because there is always an answer, a topic, a source, a picture. I actually never thought of that because it pulls directly from the internet. So anything is literally possible.
And it isn't even that. Sora could be perfectly safe and 100% accurate with its prompts and when not to generate harmful
They could have AI porn.
videos. It still shows us that this kind of technology is possible, and there's nothing stopping other AI systems from generating videos without the same safeguards and precautions. And it's only a matter of time before this happens.
AI
On one hand,
Fortnite.
there's always been photoshopping and faking of videos, but somehow this feels different.
It's sad because that looks so beautiful, but it's not real.
Instant.
That's my aesthetic is cherry blossoms, in case you can't tell.
Infinite. Just like this bowl of spaghetti. Link to all the videos in the description.
That's actually wild. Yo, if you watch this video, give 2 clicks Philip a sub, and maybe actually watch his video I piggybacked off of. But damn, AI is getting wild, isn't it, huh? We're going to get to a point where you're not even going to need humans anymore. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Enjoy the rest of your day, night, year, whenever you watch this. And yeah, see ya.
Lose yourself in the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. You only get one shot, do not